start with your favorite out of everything on the floor. What you
My
got from it?
favorite,
Yeah.
my favorite isn't my favorite to sell, or my favorite as in my favorite to ride.
Do both. You
Okay.
should just do both.
Well, my favorite to sell is these razors, but it's also the razors are my favorite to ride. This is probably the biggest, baddest one we got right now. It's the Pro. It's a new model Polaris just come out with. 168 horsepower. I mean, it's gnarly, dude. We put a lot of the accessories on here. In our business, we can't display accessories on the wall because you don't have enough wall space. So a lot of what we do is we put wheels and tires, rock sliders, windshields. You know, I mean, if you look around here, pretty much everything on our floor's got something
On the unit.
on the unit. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So what's the price tag on this thing?
The way it sits, probably about 30 grand.
It's a brand new whip.
That's a brand new whip. But hey, man, I mean, it's fun. You can't put a price tag on it. I mean, like really, you really can't.
This is a big boy.
Well, this was a deal that I'd done for the balloon rally, and it was a little excessive. But we've done a big lift kit, wheels and tires, bumpers, windshields. This thing probably, the way it sits, about 24, 25. But man, dude, people buy them all the time. It comes like that. That's what it's going to look like stock.
Okay.
So, you know, we sell a lot more of the stock ones.
Then you would something like
Yeah,
this.
than we would something tricked out. But you're always going to have the one guy that wants the biggest,
yeah,
baddest.
give
It's
me, yeah.
Yeah, it's the truck girls. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
same guy that buys the big jacked up trucks.
Now, do you have more of like, is it like traditional people who work on farms who buy these, or people who are just looking for something to, because I feel like if you're looking for fun, you're going to go with that.
Well, yeah.
Versus this is utility.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got farmers and hunters, and then even now what's happening is people that's got houses up in the mountains and communities, they'll use these to ride back and forth to their pool or to the lake or whatever. I mean, it's
Instead of having to walk or
yeah,
drive.
exactly. Or buy a little go-kart. Now they got this thing that's got four-wheel drive. It's got a ton of horsepower, a ton of room. You know, they can do whatever they want to with it. But one of the neatest vehicles we sell is going to be the General, and it's a crossover. So I think that's kind of why we put them in the middle.
Yeah.
This is a General. It's a crossover between a Razor and a Ranger, and it's going to be sitting on a Razor chassis, which means it's agile and easy to maneuver, but it's also got a big, nice body on it with a bed, the dump bed. So you could buy that and be a hunter and a farmer.
And this is the same thing.
Yeah, well, this is the General XP. It's a little bit wider. It's got fender flares.
It looks a little bit more
So,
sportier.
yeah, it's a beefier version of it, pretty much, XP.
Cool.
That just come out, the XP. But this Turbo S was built for speed, built for the dunes. You don't really sell a whole lot of them around here, so it's so wide.
Yeah.
But, I mean, really, that's the biggest and baddest as far as category goes for the Razor. It's the widest. It's got almost the most horsepower, best suspension. They're fun. We got one.
So what? It's too wide to ride the trail.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not. I mean, now they've blown the trails out so wide that over time, like they was dirt bikes.
Mack truck didn't
Yeah, exactly. They were dirt bikes, and then they were four-wheelers, and then as the side-by-side come into play, they were as wide as a four-wheeler, and then they got a little bit wider and a little bit wider. So all your trails and stuff, they've blown out, and you can ride this on it pretty easily. Snorkels.
You can sink this.
Yeah. Well, this is the high lifter. That's why it's got the mud tires on it. This is, I mean, they sell a ton of these down in Florida because the mud bogs and the, Okeechobee Desert or the Okeechobee mud bog or whatever. What's up, Thomas? Thomas, how long you worked here, man?
12 years.
12 years.
Yeah, and I'm the only true racer here too. Two-time state champion, dog. That's right.
So how long, well, you've been with us since when I first started here, you taught me how to detail.
I know. I sort of remember that up at the old store on Front Street.
Yeah.
I've worked at all three stores. We did have three stores.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love working here. Dedication. Parts. I work for parts. Mainly.
For 12 years, man, you gotta love it.
Yeah. They've took good care of me. Appreciate it, Brandon. Love y'all, man.